The stars outside the viewing glass of the Seeker's path shimmered like tiny lights in a dark ocean. The ship was quiet, smooth in its path across deep space. Inside the alien vessel, everything was clean and silver blue, built with gentle curves and strange lights that moved like waves. Tom stood at the airlock wearing his Earth-issued uniform. He adjusted his bag and looked around. This was his first time on an alien ship. The humans had signed a new cooperation treaty with the NRA, a peaceful species known for their advanced science and quiet nature. He was just a technician, sent to help with mechanical systems and learn from the NRA. But Tom didn't mind. He liked working quietly. He liked machines more than people most of the time. The door opened with a soft hiss. A tall figure stood before him, skin pale blue with soft white lines along the arms and neck. Her long dark hair was tied neatly, and her large silver eyes blinked slowly. "I am Velra," she said in a calm voice. "Assigned to escort you to your quarters." "Tom," he replied, smiling a little. "Nice to meet you." She looked at him for a second longer than normal, then turned. "Follow me." Velra led him through long hallways, lit with soft green light. Other NA crew passed them, nodding politely but never speaking. Tom noticed they moved with grace like water flowing. No sudden movements. No loud steps. "I heard this ship runs mostly on bioreactive systems," Tom said, trying to make conversation. "Yes," Velra replied. "Our energy systems grow, adapt, and repair themselves." Tom chuckled softly. "Wish Earth Tech did that. We're still fixing things with tape and wires." Velra didn't respond, but she glanced at him again. She found his voice strange warm, low, filled with tones her people didn't use. She tried not to focus on it. They reached his room. The door opened silently. "This is your space. Meals are scheduled by cycle. I'll send your work schedule later." "Thanks, Velra." She nodded once and turned to leave. As she walked away, something made her pause. A faint scent reached her coming from the uniform Tom wore. It was subtle, not unpleasant. Something inside her chest shifted. She shook her head and continued walking. Later that cycle, Velra sat in her private lab, ran scans of star data, checking for gravitational anomalies. But she found it hard to concentrate. Her fingers trembled slightly. She touched her chest. Her heartbeat was faster than usual. Her temperature had risen by 2 degrees. She didn't feel sick, but her body felt strange. Her senses were sharper. Sounds were louder. Her skin tingled. She leaned back and closed her eyes. "What is happening?" she whispered. Her people had strong biological balance. They didn't suffer from sudden illness. But something had entered her system. She remembered Tom, the moment at the door, the scent. She quickly ran a scan on her clothes and hands. Faint traces of foreign biological markers appeared. Harmless, but unfamiliar. She compared them to the ship's database. Human pheromone signature. The system confirmed. VLRA stood up quickly, alarmed. "That's impossible. One breath should not affect me." Yet it had. She decided to report it quietly to Dr. Min, her mentor. Meanwhile, Tom was busy exploring the systems he had been assigned. He worked in the lower section of the ship, checking energy stabilizers. The NRA technology fascinated him. It was alive. It's almost like working with a plant that responded when you touched it. The crew didn't talk much, but he noticed Velra watching him from across the chamber once. He gave a small wave. She didn't. Waved back later that day, Velra sat with Dr. Min in the medical chamber. The elder NRA woman looked concerned but calm. "You say you felt changes after breathing near the human?"
"Yes."
"It's not harmful, but it's affecting me. I feel more awake. My thoughts are faster, but also harder to focus." "Doctor." Min nodded. "Your genes are from a noble bloodline. There are older records, forgotten by most. Ancient stories said we once had stronger instincts, emotions, even deeper bonds with other species." "That's just myth," Velra said quickly. "Perhaps, or perhaps not," Dr. Min replied. "Your body may be reacting to something long buried." Velra lowered her gaze. "Should I request transfer?" "No, not yet. Observe. Record you." "Are a scientist?" Velra agreed. But inside, she felt nervous. Something inside her had changed, and it had started with a single human breath. That night, she had a dream. She stood alone in a forest, strange trees under a sky with two moons. She heard a voice, soft and steady, not words, just presence, warm and calming. She turned and saw a figure in the distance. Human, he didn't speak. He just stood there, hand outstretched. She woke up with a start, heart pounding in the human's room. Tom slept peacefully, unaware of the shift he had triggered, but far away in Velra's chest, something old was beginning to wake. Not a sickness, not a danger, but a change, a beginning. The next day on the Seeker's path, the ship moved silently through space. Its engines made no sound, but energy pulsed softly through its living walls like a slow heartbeat. Tom had already started his shift. He worked in the engine wing alongside two Nere engineers, checking the power cells and coolant vanes. The technology still amazed him. It didn't use wires or metal coils like human machines. It flowed like a plant's root system, glowing gently when touched. "You humans build with hard things," said one of the engineers. His name was Rern. He rarely spoke, but today he looked curious. Metal, fire, explosions. Tom wiped his hands with a cloth and smiled. "That's true. We crash through things. You grow around them." Rern nodded. Strange, but not wrong. Velra stood at the control terminal nearby. She had been watching Tom again, but this time with a careful eye, not just as a crewmate, but as a scientist observing something new. He worked differently. No deep calculation, no long pauses to measure every step. Tom just listened to the machine, moved with it. His hands were quick, sometimes rough, but the system responded. Velra's heart thudded softly. She had adjusted her breathing cycle to remain calm, but it didn't help. Every time he stepped close to her, she felt a pull. Like gravity. She hadn't spoken to him directly since the escort yesterday. She had meant to keep it that way, but something inside her had other plans. Later that evening, Tom was back in the upper level, reviewing notes in the main control center. Velra entered silently. He looked up and gave a short nod. "Hey," he said. "How's the data storage system? Still running cold?" Velra paused. "The flow has returned to normal. I repaired it this morning." Tom smiled. "Fast work." She stepped closer. "You communicate differently." "How so?" he asked. "You speak with warmth, with ease, even in serious places." He tilted his head. "That's just how we are. Doesn't mean we're not serious." She looked down, then said quietly, "I find it unusual and distracting." Tom raised an eyebrow. "Distracting in a good way or a bad way?" Velra didn't answer at first, then said both. Tom chuckled. "Fair enough." There was silence between them for a moment. Not cold, just quiet. Velra finally asked, "What do you think of our ship?" Tom looked around. "It's amazing. Smooth, fast, alive. I've never seen anything like it. And of our people, quiet, smart, peaceful, a little serious," he said, smiling. Velra blinked. "And me?" Tom paused. He could lie, but he chose not to. "You walk like you're made of glass and fire. You don't let people close. But I don't think that means you're empty. Just careful." Velra's chest rose slowly. No one had ever spoken to her like that, not even the elders that night. As the ship moved toward a new star system, the Seeker's path received a coded signal. A cargo shuttle, floating in a quiet path ahead, wasn't answering hails. It was from a neutral system, not Nere, not human. The crew prepared to intercept and investigate. Velra and Tom were both sent on the boarding team. The shuttle was cold inside. Lights were flickering, systems damaged. No signs of life. Tom moved carefully, flashlight in hand. Velra followed, scanning. With her small energy sensor, "There's something strange here," she said softly. "The power core is intact, but the crew is missing." Tom's voice was calm. "Let's keep moving." They reached the cargo bay. It was open. Inside, boxes were torn apart. A strange black liquid was on the floor. Then a sound, clicked movement in the shadows. Suddenly, a figure dropped from above, armed, masked, not an array, not human. Tom moved fast, pulling Velra down behind a crate. A second attacker appeared from the other side. They weren't alone. Velra's voice was sharp. "Pirates!" Tom pulled out his compact weapon. "Stay behind me." Now Ra's hand lit up with soft white energy. "No, I can help." The attackers came in fast. Tom fired. 3 days had passed since the drone attack. The base had gone back to its usual routine. But something had changed between Adam and Lena. It wasn't spoken out loud. But it was there in the way she stood closer, the way he looked at her. Longer than before, in the way she always checked her armor. As if it meant more now, Lena's shield was working perfectly. The upgrades Adam had added didn't just protect her better. They responded faster, synced with her movements, and even adjusted to temperature shifts. The other soldiers started noticing. One of them, Red, pointed it out. "Hey, Lena, that armor of yours... I've never seen it glow like that." Lena blinked. "It's just stabilized now." Reed looked at Adam. Adam just shrugged. "A little fix here and there." Reed gave a low whistle. "Man, you should upgrade my suit next." Lena didn't say anything, but her cheeks turned faintly violet again. She turned and walked toward the landing bay. That afternoon, a new mission came in. A recon team had gone silent near the shattered plains. A jagged region filled with old alien ruins and strange magnetic storms. Command needed 2 people to go check it out fast before nightfall. Adam had just finished checking weapons when the orders came in. "Adam and Lena," the officer said. "Fast recon. No engagement unless necessary. Get in, find the team, get out." Adam raised an eyebrow. "Just us?" "Time's short," the officer replied. "And you two work well together." Lena stepped forward. "We'll go." They boarded a light scout ship, small, fast, and perfect for flying low over rough terrain. As they rose above the base, the sky ahead turned a strange reddish gray. The shattered plains weren't far. Inside the ship, silence stretched between them for a while. Then Adam spoke. "You sure you're okay with this? Could be dangerous?" Lena looked out the window. "I'm not afraid. Not with you." Adam blinked. "That's good to know." She turned slightly. "You always fix things, even things others leave broken." He smiled. "Well, I try." Lena's hand rested on the shield node over her chest. "When you repaired my armor, it felt like you were seeing me, not just a soldier." Adam turned. To her, I did. Their eyes met for a moment. Then the ship shook. "Storm turbulence," Adam said quickly, checking the controls. "We're close." The shattered plains were like a maze of broken glass and deep cracks. Crystalline rocks jutted out in sharp angles. Static lightning crackled across the sky. The ruins of old alien structures sat half-buried in dust. Adam landed the ship carefully near the signal point. "Stay close," he said, grabbing a scanner. Their signal ended near those pillars. They moved through the rocky path, stepping over broken stone. Lena scanned ahead using her visor. The ground trembled now and then, as if the land itself breathed. "I see something," Lena said suddenly. A broken helmet, human-made. They rushed forward and found 2 unconscious recon scouts hidden under a fallen structure. Still breathing, but weak, Adam activated his command. "We found them, live. Requesting medevac," Static answered. No reply. He looked up, magnetic storms blocking the signal. Lena frowned. "Then we carry them back." Adam nodded. He lifted one soldier onto his back. Lena took the other. Her shield glowed brighter, adjusting to protect her burden. They had just started walking when a strange sound echoed across the plain. A deep hum, like metal grinding under pressure. Then from behind the pillars, large shapes rose. Machines. Old. Alien defense units. They had awakened. "Run," Adam shouted. Lena moved fast, her shield expanding to cover both herself and the unconscious man she carried. One of the machines fired a beam. It hit her shield and bounced off harmlessly. Adam fired behind him, slowing the machines. But there were more. They weaved through the shattered path, dodging fire, carrying the 2 injured soldiers. Suddenly, a beam hit a rock near Adam. It exploded, throwing him sideways. He hit the ground hard, groaning. Lena stopped, looked back, and without hesitation, ran to him. She knelt, helping him up. "You okay?" she asked, voice tight. He winced. "Just a scratch. You shouldn't have been hit." "I should have." "You save that guy," Adam said. "That matters." Lena looked down, angry at herself. Then she reached out and did something unexpected. She touched his shoulder, and her shield extended, covering both of them in a blue dome. "For now," she said, "you stay inside this." Adam stared at her. Her face was calm, but she was blushing again. They made it back to the ship just as the storm began. The machines didn't follow, bound by their old territory rules. Adam set the injured men in the back, then turned to Lena. "You didn't have to come back for me," he said. "Yes, I did," she replied. He looked at her. "You're different than when we first met." She gave a small nod. "So are you." And for a moment, in the humming light of the ship, they just stood there, not as soldier and alien, but as something else, something stronger than armor. The next morning, sunlight touched the edge of the base through the clouds. Repairs were finished. The injured scouts were resting in the medbay. The mission was a success, but Adam couldn't stop thinking about Lena, not because of the danger, but because of the moment she had stood over him, shielding him with her entire body like he was the one who needed protection now. He had never seen anyone move like that. Not even a fully trained combat veteran. She didn't do it because she was told to. She did it because she chose to now. Every time he looked at her across the mess hall, or past her in the hallway, that memory stayed. And each time their eyes met, she looked away quickly, cheeks glowing with soft color again. Later that day, Commander Rin called Adam and Lena to the strategy room. Rin pointed to a floating map, showing the outer ruins near Ridgefall, an ancient zone believed to be abandoned. "One of our probes picked up a strange energy signal here. Very old tech, possibly Presolari." Adam frowned. "Could be," Rin replied. "Could be," Rin replied. "Could also be valuable. We need someone fast and careful. Someone who works well with mixed tech," Rin turned to Lena, "and someone who understands alien systems deeply." Adam and Lena exchanged a glance. "We'll go," Adam said. The journey to Ridgefall took 2 hours by skimmer. The terrain shifted from cracked rock to smooth crystal ground. They passed broken towers and collapsed pillars, each one humming, faintly like whispers trapped in stone. At the center stood a half-buried chamber, round walls, strange symbols. The signal was coming from inside. "Looks untouched," Adam muttered. Lena stepped closer and placed her hand on a panel. Surface lit up beneath her touch. "This is not Zelari. It's older, much older." The door opened with a soft hiss. Inside, the chamber glowed faint blue. In the center hovered a crystal orb, spinning slowly. Wires ran from the walls into the stone. Symbols blinked softly. Adam stepped closer. "This thing's alive." Walked around it, studying. "It's a memory crystal. I've read about them. They hold thought, emotion, even voices from the past." Adam looked impressed. "So this is like a brain?" "More like a soul," she replied. "But it's fading. The energy is low." She reached toward it, but the shield around the orb pulsed red. "Wait," Adam said. "Let me bypass it." Dropped to one knee and opened his toolkit. Wires, connectors, power stabilizer. He worked quickly with Lena watching his hands. "You always know what to do," she whispered. He smiled. "Only when you're watching." She looked away, blushing again. A few sparks flew as Adam redirected power. Then the shield flickered and vanished. The crystal pulsed bright, and then a voice filled the room. "You who awaken this place are not of the same blood." And the base was quiet when Adam and Lena returned. The rest of the squad gathered near the landing platform, surprised to see them walking in on foot, covered in dust and frostbite, alive and calm. Sergeant Roland raised an eyebrow.
"Oh,
You two always find the strangest places to fall into." Adam gave a tired smile. "Just doing recon." Lena stepped forward and carefully handed over the capsule they had found in the cliffs. "This holds pre-war data. It may contain messages, maps, or tech. Blueprints." Roland took it with a nod. "Good work. Get some rest." As the squad returned to their routines, Adam and Lena walked side by side back to the storage bay. "I thought we were finished when that ground broke," Adam said, setting down his gear. Lena nodded. "Me too. But then you grabbed my arm." "I still remember how firm your grip was," he smiled. "I wasn't going to let you fall alone." She turned toward him, her eyes soft. "You never do." For a moment, they both stood in silence. Then Lena asked, "Will you check my armor?" "Again, just in case." "Of course," Adam replied, already pulling out his TOLKAT as he adjusted the field settings on her arm guard. Lena tilted her head and asked something unexpected. "Do all humans care this much about others?" Adam chuckled. "At all. But a lot of us try, especially when someone matters." She blinked slowly and, "I matter." Adam looked up at her, meeting her eyes. "Yes, Lena, you matter." Her face turned pinkish-violet again, but this time something different happened to her. Lips curved into a small laugh. Not a fake one, not polite, a real soft laugh. It was the first time Adam had ever heard it. He paused and smiled. Was that a laugh? She looked surprised too. "I think it was." "You should do that more often," he said. She tilted her head. "I don't usually laugh," Adam said, tightening a bolt on her shoulder guard. "Let's change that." The next few days were quiet, no new missions, no attacks.
ow."
The team used the time to rest, repair, and run drills. But Lena didn't rest much. She spent most of her time in the engineering bay, watching Adam work. Sometimes she helped. Sometimes she just sat nearby, sketching armor ideas into her digital pad. "Is this what peace feels like?" she asked one afternoon. Adam looked up. "From a power cell, kind of. We don't get it often." "I think I like it," she said. He grinned. "Same here." Then she showed him a new designer, lightweight sidearm shield attachment. It was shaped like a leaf, but layered like insect. Wings fast to activate, easy to retract. "You came up with this?" he asked, impressed. She nodded. "I mixed your stabilizer system with old styles from my world." "Brilliant," Adam said. "Let's test it." While Adam installed the prototype, Lena watched him closely. He didn't notice, but her eyes followed his hands, the way he handled tools, the way he always checked twice before sealing anything. "You're very careful," she said. He smiled. "I don't like accidents." "Is that how you treat people too?" Adam paused, then said, "I try. But with people it's harder. Machines don't get confused. People do." She nodded slowly, thoughtful. "But you're not confusing to me?" That made him pause again. "Really?" She looked at her fingers. "You're the first one who made me feel clear inside." Adam didn't say anything, but something in his chest tightened in a good way. That evening, the squad sat around a fire outside the main tents. One passed around protein bars. The mood was light. Lena sat between Adam and a quiet soldier named Bren. She didn't speak much, but she listened. Then Bren told a joke about a malfunctioning robot that tried to wash dishes during a battlefield scan. It wasn't very funny, but the way he told it made the group laugh. To everyone's surprise, Lena laughed too. Not just a smile, a short, full laugh. The squad turned to look at her. Lena immediately blushed and looked down. "Did she just laugh?" someone whispered. Adam grinned. "She's allowed, you know." Lena peeked at him, her face still warm. "You're becoming one of us," Adam said, teasing gently. "I hope that's a good thing," she said. "It is," he answered. Later that night, as the squad settled down, Adam sat outside his tent. Watching the stars again, Lena quietly walked over and sat beside him. "The sky is calmer tonight," she said. He nodded. "Yeah, They sat together for a while. Then she asked, "Do humans give gifts?" "Sure, why?" She reached into her armor pocket and pulled out a small crystal, the same one she had used to make the energy ball earlier. "This one's stable now," she said. "It won't break or burn out." She handed it to him. "For me," she nodded. "I made it from your design, but I added something from my side." He looked at the crystal. Inside, a soft blue and violet light pulsed gently. "What's it do?" "It's just a light," she said. "But it glows brighter when held. It remembers touch." Adam held it in his palm. The crystal brightened. "It's beautiful," he said. "Thank you." She looked at him quietly, her voice soft. "You saw me when no one else did. It matters to me." Adam looked at her. "And you gave me something better than this crystal." "What?" He smiled. "Your first laugh?" She looked away quickly, smiling but blushing again. "Don't say that. Why not?" he teased. "It's a good laugh." She shook her head gently. "Strange human." He leaned back. "Strange alien." They both laughed together. The kind of laugh that meant something real had started to grow between them. The peaceful days didn't last long. At sunrise, alarms rang across the base. Everyone jumped into action. Lena was already up, standing by her tent with her helmet in hand. Adam met her at the gear station. "Status?" "Enemy movement. Near the south ridge," she said calmly. "Heavy drones. Possible dropships." The squad gathered within minutes. Sergeant Rowland gave the briefing. The enemy had launched a surprise push. They were trying to cut off the valley base. The squad's job was to hold the high ground sector delta until reinforcements arrived. Expect to be outnumbered. Rowland said, "Dig in. Move smart." Adam and Lena exchanged a quick look. She didn't blush this time. She simply nodded. "I'm with you," she said. He answered, "Always." By noon, they were deep in the southern ridge. Jagged rocks surrounded them. High cliffs on one side and open drop on the other. Adam set up power nodes while Lena activated her scanning module. "Multiple heat readings," she warned. "They'll be here soon." They crouched behind a ridge wall as the sky darkened, and then they came. A dozen enemy drones, sleek and fast, zipped over the rocks. Each one fired high-energy blasts, lighting up the stone. Adam ducked. "Shield up," Lena's shield expanded around them, humming with the soft blue-violet glow Adam had come to recognize. "You ready?" he asked. She gave a firm nod. "Let's fight." They fought hard. Lena moved with speed and grace, her new shield flickering between hits. She redirected blasts, jumped between cover points, and used her crystal-guided pulse blasts to knock drones from the sky. Adam backed her up, firing with precision, taking out the ones that tried to flank them. His rifle overheated twice, but he didn't stop. Neither did she. Despite the danger, there was a strange rhythm to it, like they were dancing in a storm, moving as one. But the enemy kept coming. A second wave dropped down heavier units with armored hulls. Lena narrowed her eyes. They brought tank drones. Adam took cover beside her. "We don't have the firepower to stop those." Lena pulled out a small device, the same kind of energy crystal she had given Adam. Only this one glowed brighter. "This one can overload a shield zone," she said. "I built it to test field disruption." Adam looked at her. "That's risky. You sure it's stable?" "It'll work," she said, locking eyes with him. "But I have to get close. I'll cover you." She hesitated just a second. "If I don't make it, you will," he said firmly. "You're not alone, remember?" She stared at him, and nodded. Lena moved like a beam of light through the rocks. She dashed between blasts, ducking and rolling as enemy drones tried to hit her. Adam provided support, drawing fire away and calling out positions. Then she reached the lead tank drone. She slammed the crystal against its shield barrier. "Overload now," she whispered. The crystal pulsed brightly, sending out a sharp wave of energy. The shield cracked, then burst. The tank drone spun wildly, sparks flying. It exploded. The others paused, confused by the sudden signal loss. Adam used the opening. The squad fired together, one by one. The drones fell. The ridge fell silent. Smoke drifted into the sky. They had won. Adam found Lena sitting behind a broken rock, breathing hard but alive. Her armor was scorched and her shield was flickering, but her eyes were bright. "You did it," he said, kneeling beside her. "We did it," he replied softly. He looked at her carefully. "You all right?" She gave a tired smile. "Just drained?" He reached out and gently touched the edge of her shoulder plate. "You were brilliant out there." She looked down, and for the first time in hours, her cheeks warmed again. The color returned to her face. "You're saying that just to make me blush?" "No," Adam said. "I'm saying it because it's true." She looked into his eyes, tired but honest. "Back there. When you said I wasn't alone, I held on to that." It nodded. "And I'll keep saying it, as many times as you need." The two of them sat there for a moment longer, letting the wind pass over them. Then Lena whispered something he didn't expect. "When the war is over, I want to stay." Adam blinked. "Stay here, with us." She nodded slowly. "With you." 4. Once he didn't know what to say, so instead of answering, reached into his armor pouch and pulled out the small crystal she had given him. It still glowed, gently, like it remembered everything. "I keep this with me," he said. "It reminds me of you." She smiled faintly. "Then I'll make you a brighter one." "I don't think I need it," Adam said. "You already light things up." Lena turned away quickly, covering her face, but not before he saw her smile and her bright, unmistakable blush. That night, the squad returned to base as heroes. Everyone celebrated. But Adam stayed outside by the old Combs Tower. Lena joined him. They didn't speak at first, just watched the stars. Then she softly said, "You made me believe I'm more than what I was told." "You are," he replied. She looked at him. "If I stay, will I still matter to you?" Adam looked at her, voice quiet and steady. "You already do, and you always will." And under the quiet night sky, where stars blinked and winds whispered, her hand found his again. This time, neither of them let go. The war was over. The enemy forces had finally retreated, and the valley was quiet again. The soldiers who had fought side by side were slowly returning to their daily lives. Though the memory of battle still lingered in their eyes, Adam and Lena stood at the edge of the base, looking out over the land they had protected. The sun was rising, painting the sky with soft oranges and pinks. Lena's armor gleamed in the morning light. The shield crystal Adam had upgraded was still glowing softly against her chest. She smiled at him, her cheeks warm with that familiar blush. "Do you think this peace will last?" she asked quietly. Adam looked thoughtful. "I hope so.
Oh.
But no matter what comes, we'll face it together." She nodded. "Double quotes, Adam," she said, taking a deep breath. "You, not just as a soldier, but as someone who belongs." He reached out, taking her hand gently. "You already belong, Lena. You've earned your place here, with me, with everyone." Her eyes sparkled. The days that followed were full of rebuilding and hope. The soldiers repaired damaged buildings, shared stories, and began planning for a future without war. Lena helped teach others how to use her upgraded armor and shared the knowledge Adam had given her. The bond between humans and her people grew stronger. One afternoon, Adam found Lena near the training field. She was watching new recruits practice. "You've come a long way," he said with a smile. She turned and looked at him, her blush soft but clear. "I still have much to learn, but I'm ready." Adam stepped closer. "I'm glad you're here, not just as a fighter, but as you." She smiled, a shy but happy smile. Suddenly, a come alert sounded. Adam answered. "This is Adam, Captain." "Reyes here," came the voice. "We have a new mission. The galaxy is changing. We need your skills again." Adam looked at Lena. She nodded. Together, he smiled. Always. As the sun set, the two stood side by side, ready for whatever the future held. Lena's blush was no longer from shyness. It was from hope and new beginnings.